Kathleen, why not talk about, you know, putting your dots together, right? Lining the dots and figuring out where the pain is, you know? That's where really is at. All these emotions, all these coping mechanisms, it's all covering up the pain, you know? And over here somewhere is where all that pain it's hiding. And you know, when I first came over here, this is what my life looked like, you know? There were a bunch of little problems, addiction, pornography, rage, you know, extreme, you know, image conscious, this sort of thing, always wanting to be right, and on and on and on and on. So
everyone else was a jerk.
Yeah, that kind of continues. I'm working on that. Yeah? So all these things are issues, you know, and as I started, go ahead on to the next slide, as I started working things through, I started putting the dots together, you know, so, okay, so I know that, you know, every time that I get upset and I don't want to deal with my wife or me being wrong, because I'm never wrong, you know, I'm always right. All of a sudden I'm realizing every time I make a mistake, or every time that I am wrong and I don't want to admit it, I go into this rage mode or indifference, or I go ahead and start telling my wife how worthless she is, not in words but in actions, you know, then on and on, you know, all of a sudden all these thought processes start coming in line, you know, and I start realizing one thing leads to another, it's becoming closer and closer, then I started understanding what my pain looked like, what is the origin of my pain. Go on, next one, more and more of that dealing. And all of a sudden, I'm realizing that I was very much abused as a kid, not sexually, you know, because we think in terms of trauma, like Fabiola said, and that word it carries a lot of weight. So I was able to line up all the dots and understand that this is my pain and this is what I work on in my life today. This is what I'm working on, trying to resolve all the situations that arose out of that emotional abuse. Because guess what? If it doesn't go unresolved, and it didn't go unresolved for many decades in my life, it starts affecting the people that are next to me, my wife, and especially my daughter. Because my daughter was defenseless. At least my wife could always put a stop to this. My daughter had no choice. And guess who has been affected the most because of my emotional abuse? My daughter. Why? Because I am doing exactly what I said I would never do to her, which is what was done to me. Conditional transactional love, expectations that were unrealistic, based on some principles that were not even mine,